Hi guys, welcome back to Bloom TV. Today I am going to do my long awaited, not really, this is like a kind of video where I'm discussing my most anticipated releases of 2015. I have a list of pre-orders. This is something that I kind of like to do, and it's something I'm starting this year kind of for the first time, but I am a big organiser and I have a massive list of stuff that I've already pre-ordered and things that I need to pre-order because I like planning out what books and I kind of like knowing exactly when things are going to come out. So I thought this video would be really fun because this is mostly sequels or books from authors that I've read before. I tend to not buy new releases that are very hyped until I've heard some very trusted reviews of them and they've been out a bit, just because I've had that experience before where I've bought a book which has been really hyped and I've hated it and I've regretted spending a lot of money on it. So that's something I don't really do as much anymore unless I'm feeling in a really kind of splurgy mood or it's for free. I will do it for free. But I am going to kick off this list with some releases of January. The first one is a book from Gayle Forman, and this is a previous book by Gayle Forman. This is in no way related. I just wanted to kind of have a Gayle Forman book here to kind of symbolise it. And it is I Was Here by Gayle Forman, and this is about a girl whose best friend, I believe, commits suicide, and as usual Gayle Forman deals with really tricky subjects, and previously she has done them brilliantly well. I really love Gayle Forman. The Just One Day series I really did enjoy it. I did very much so enjoy it. It was a 4-star, but my favourite by her is If I Stay and Where She Went by Gayle Forman. They are really brilliant books, and books I don't actually have with me at the moment because I lent them to my dad like 6 months ago. But I Was Here comes out on Tuesday the 23rd of January and I am so excited. It's already had some kind of, I know quite a few people have gotten arcs, some people have loved it. There's one like reviewer that I really trust who didn't enjoy it, so I'm kind of a bit like, but it's Gayle Forman and I do usually very much so enjoy her books. And it's got a really lovely cover that kind of matches the movie release covers of If I Stay, which is awesome. And the second book is The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon, and this is the second book in the, I'm not sure what it's called, but the first book is The Bone Season, and that came out last year or the year before. No, yeah, last year, not this year. I think it might have come out in 2013, and then the second book was supposed to come out this year, but the release date was pushed back. I also know quite a few people who have had arcs of this and say it's excellent. I haven't read the first book yet, but I know I'm getting it for Christmas. This is something that if I don't like the first book, I'll cancel this pre-order, but I am kind of pre-ordered it in anticipation of enjoying the first book because I've heard it's really excellent. So we'll see. That this might not be something I'm buying, but it does come out on Tuesday the 27th of January, and if I enjoy the first book I will definitely still be pre-ordering that. And then February is kind of like the month where I think only one book comes out, and I don't actually have that down, but I think this is Fairest by Marissa Meyer. This is which is kind of like a short story or kind of like maybe a full-length novel that kind of takes place in this world, but it's kind of a prequel novel about Queen Lavanna, and it belongs to this series, which is the Lunar Chronicles, this being the first book, Cinder, and I think it comes out in February, but I've got it down as coming out in March. I'm not sure if that's when it's arriving for me, but it might come out on the 12th of February or it comes out on the 12th of March. I'm not sure, that's what I've written down, but it's definitely coming out in February or March and I'm very much looking forward to it. And also Winter, the final book in that, until kind of November, and this is more earlier releases because that's what I've pre-ordered so far. The next book is The Winner's Crime by Marie Ratatsky. This is the first book, The Winner's Curse. This is a kind of YA fantasy book with kind of Roman Grecian elements. It's really excellent. Really enjoyed the first book. Had a massive cliffhanger, so very much looking forward to that. And that comes out on Thursday the 12th. I've also got that down as Thursday the 12th of March. I don't know, I might have written some of the I definitely wrote down Fairest wrong. And the next book is the one I'm probably most excited for next year. I am beyond excited, and it is Prudence by Gail Carriger, the first book in the Custard Protocol series. It comes out on my birthday, which is Thursday the 19th of March. that was enough for me that Gail Carriger was releasing a book on my birthday. It's about Prudence, and I'm not going to say who Prudence is unless you haven't read the first book, because like the Parasol Protectorate series, but basically same world as the Parasol Protectorate, very much so linked in to the Parasol Protectorate, about relatives of characters in Parasol Protectorate, but I really don't want to spoil it for anyone. I know, like, because it's not a series that a lot of people have read, kind of, certainly in my kind of smaller community on Tumblr, but highly recommend it if you haven't, and I'm very much looking forward to Prudence coming out. And here's the first book in the Parasol Protectorate, which is Solace. You all know how much I love that series. The next book that comes out in March, the one that I've got written down, is Half Wild by Sally Green, and this comes out on Tuesday the 24th of March, and the first book in this trilogy is Half Bad by Sally Green. This had massive hype around it when it came out. I know it was already signed before it was published by, I believe, it might have been Warner Brothers, but it might not have been. It was definitely signed by a big Hollywood movie company, and the second book has been highly released, like highly hyped as well. Kind of like a lot of people are excited for it. I was a bit about this book. I did enjoy it, but I didn't love it as much as other people. But I kind of holding out on the second book, and I'm definitely going to give it a try, because I did enjoy this, and I kind of think it's good to support UK authors. So, and it was definitely unusual and kind of a bit out of my comfort zone, so I feel like I should definitely carry on with that series. And the next one is something I am so excited about, and it is Lair of Dreams by Libba Bray, and it comes out on Tuesday the 7th of April, and the first book is The Diviners by Libba Bray. I didn't even know if this was going to have a sequel. This has been pushed back so many times. They've also done a cover change, which slightly annoyed me, but you can't really have it. I loved this book. Really, really, really enjoyed this book. It is excellent. I read it earlier this year. It's fabulous. It took me ages to find it in a bookshop because Waterstones just never seemed to have it, but I eventually found it in foils and really highly enjoyed it, so I'm really looking forward to Lair of Dreams. This takes place in 1920s New York with supernatural elements, and it's fantastic and so good. And the other book that also comes out on Tuesday the 7th of April is Miss Mayhem by Rachel Hawkins, the second book in the Rebel Belle series. I don't know how long this series is going to be. This is such a funny series. I gave this 4 stars. It's kind of like about this kick-ass girl assassin. It's kind of a contemporary, but it's got paranormal instinct kind of aspects, and I don't really want to explain it too much because I don't know, it's kind of, I did read this like in April, but it's about when it first came out in like May or something. Basically she gets given these like kind of protective powers, and she has to protect people, and she's very like girly, and it's fabulous, and she learns all these kick-ass skills, and it's really hilarious, and really excited to read the second book. These are really pretty covers as well, so I'm really looking forward to like having them completed one day. And the next, I don't have any books listed that come out in May. I'm sure there are some, but I haven't written them down. The next book comes out in June, and it is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, the second and final book in this duology, which started off with To All the Boys I Loved Before. This came out last year. Really enjoyed this. It's so sweet and sugary. Jenny Han excels at writing books like this, and I really love this one. And this comes out on the 2nd of June in the UK, and really highly excited for it. And yes, I'm really excited because I really love duologies, and this will be good, and if it has another gorgeous cover, I'll be really excited. And the last book I've got for this video is The Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson, and that comes out on Tuesday the 7th of July. A lot of Tuesdays the 7th in this video. And it is the second book in the Remnant Chronicles, which started off with The Kiss of Deception. This came out last year. Read this year, really enjoyed it. It's kind of a YA fantasy series with quite a good, really interesting world. The main character in this is fabulous. It's very like good, really interesting characters, and if you haven't picked this up, I'd highly recommend it. And the second book has just a gorgeous cover, let me tell you, so I'm really highly excited to read that. So those are all my highly anticipated releases of 2015. There are mostly sequels, I'm sorry, but as I said before, that is what I tend to pre-order, is sequels or books from authors that I know I love, like Gail Carriger and Gail Forman. So those are all my books. If you've got any like anticipated releases, let me know down below in the comments, and I will see you all soon for another video. Bye!